Sleep deprivation. Skipping sleep doesn't just make you groggy, it's physically damaging your brain. When you don't get enough sleep, your brain struggles to clear out toxins and repair itself. Over time, this leads to memory loss, poor concentration, and an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Chronic sleep deprivation also weakens your ability to process emotions and make decisions, leaving you irritable and unfocused. Too much sugar. Your brain runs on glucose, but too much sugar causes serious problems. Excess sugar leads to chronic inflammation, disrupts brain signals, and impairs cognitive function. Over time, it can even shrink the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for learning and memory. The short-term effects include energy crashes, brain fog, and difficulty focusing, while the long-term risks include dementia and mental decline. Chronic stress. Stress isn't just an emotional burden. It physically reshapes your brain. Long-term stress floods the body with cortisol, which shrinks the prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning and decision-making, and weakens connections in the hippocampus, making memory recall harder. It also overstimulates the amygdala, making you more reactive and anxious. If unmanaged, chronic stress can increase the risk of depression, anxiety disorders, and even permanent structural damage to the brain. Multitasking. Many people believe multitasking makes them more productive, but in reality, it's harming the brain. Constantly switching between tasks reduces cognitive efficiency, increases errors, and lowers IQ. Studies have shown that heavy multitaskers have reduced gray matter in the anterior cingulate cortex, the part of the brain responsible for empathy, impulse control, and decision-making. The brain thrives on deep focus, and spreading attention too thin can weaken long-term memory and slow down thinking speed. Social isolation. Humans are wired for social connection, and a lack of meaningful interaction can negatively affect brain health. Studies show that loneliness and social isolation increase the risk of cognitive decline, memory issues, and even dementia. Without regular engagement, the brain receives less stimulation, leading to weakened neural pathways and emotional instability. Long-term isolation has even been linked to higher rates of anxiety, depression, and reduced problem-solving abilities. Lack of exercise. Physical activity isn't just good for your body, it's crucial for your brain. Exercise increases blood flow, promotes the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, and supports neuron growth. A sedentary lifestyle, on the other hand, is linked to brain shrinkage, poor memory, and an increased risk of cognitive decline. People who don't move enough tend to struggle with slower thinking, lower energy levels, and more frequent mood swings. Excessive screen time. Spending too much time on screens, especially scrolling endlessly on social media, overloads the brain with information and reduces attention span. It also affects sleep by disrupting melatonin production due to blue light exposure. Over time, excessive screen use can rewire the brain's reward system, making it harder to focus, stay motivated, or experience deep levels of thinking. Studies suggest it may even contribute to increased anxiety, depression, and a decreased ability to process emotions. Not drinking enough water. Even mild dehydration can affect cognitive performance. The brain is about 75% water, and when you don't drink enough, it struggles to maintain focus, memory, and decision-making abilities. Dehydration also leads to increased stress hormone levels, making it harder to think clearly. Chronic dehydration can contribute to long-term memory problems, increased fatigue, and slowed reaction times. Too much alcohol. Alcohol is a neurotoxin that damages brain cells and disrupts neurotransmitters. While occasional drinking may not cause lasting harm, excessive alcohol use shrinks brain volume, slows cognitive function, and weakens the ability to form new memories. Over time, it increases the risk of mental decline, emotional instability, and permanent brain damage, including conditions like Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, a severe memory disorder linked to alcohol abuse. Not challenging your brain. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs exercise to stay sharp. When you stop learning, problem-solving, or engaging in mentally stimulating activities, your neural connections weaken. This leads to slower thinking, memory issues, and an increased risk of dementia. The more you engage in activities like reading, learning new skills, or playing strategy games, the more you strengthen and protect your cognitive abilities.